AITA gave away an unwanted dog back to breeder. Throw away because I know my ex read this and I don't need my post history examined. A month ago, my 27 male, then girlfriend, 29 female, got me a puppy for my birthday. We had agreed upon a cat from a nearby shelter that was very sweet, and the day she left to pick up the kitty, she instead went to a breeder and brought home a 10-week-old Siberian Husky. I asked where my new cat was. Girlfriend decided cats won't help my feminine image. I'm a skinny as F asthmatic with glasses who could fit into any nerd movie, but a dog would, so she told the shelter. I changed my mind and got me something better. I hit the effing roof, told her to get the hell out and take the dog with her. I know about Huskies, my small apartment and homey lifestyle doesn't work for them. I'm more of a fat bulldog lifestyle. If I had to get a dog, I admit it. She stormed out and left the dog. I took care of him for about a week while trying to find the breeder. Meanwhile, girlfriend is ignoring my calls and texts. This is the "am I the butthole" part. I broke into her email since her password was saved on my laptop and found some emails with a breeder about a 3-hour drive away. I contacted them and talked to a very nice woman who confirmed the dog was hers and was very eager to take him back upon finding out she was lied to over the circumstances the dog was going into. We agreed I am not suitable for a husky at all, and she offered a full refund for him when she picked him up. I told her to keep the money, because girlfriend was a liar and deserved it. Girlfriend found out I gave the dog back and couldn't get her money back and said I was a butthole for stealing the dog and convinced her family somehow that I was in on a scam to bilk her out of $2,000. We broke up obviously, but how much of a butthole here am I really? You did the right thing. How dare she take a puppy into a situation for those reasons? Not the butthole and dump her ass. Edit, I see you did break up. Good for you. Definitely NTA, beyond a shadow of a doubt. WTF is up with this feminine image crap? If someone can be as bold as and not be ashamed of himself, then nobody should. Web link. I don't know about cats not being masculine. Having cats can give a great villain vibe. Vito Corleone and Cannoli. Ernst Stavro Blofeld and Oliver. Web link. Vito Corleone and Cannoli. Ernst Stavro Blofeld and Oliver. WTF are these unknowns? You have to reference Dr. Evil, man. He had a hairless cat. Lol, you know Blofeld and his cat from James Bond are the inspiration behind Dr. Evil and Mr. Bigglesworth, right? That's why Mr. Bigglesworth started out as a fluffy white cat before being cryogenically frozen. I mean, the whole trope of villains with a cat comes from Blofeld and his cat to begin with. And if you ask, how could one image be so memorable, and spawn so many imitators, that was the brilliant Donald Pleasance as Blofeld. In 1895, posters started appearing on hoardings around London. They said, "Who is Dr. Nicola?" The first Nicola series was given a big marketing push, trying to fill the void in popular magazine fiction left by Sherlock Holmes. Nicola's cat was part of it. In this first appearance, he sits with the cat on his lap, stroking his fur, from head to tail, with his long slim fingers. It was as if he were drawing inspiration for some deadly mischief from the uncanny beast, which became the enduring image of Nicola in illustrations. The visual trope is older than you'd think. Web link. Unless someone else has a better reference as a starting point in cinema, this one here it is. Wait. I had a high school teacher with a cat named Mrs. Bigglesworth. He put a picture of her at the end of every lecture, and I am just now learning this is a reference to Dr. Evil? I am out of the loop. Were you at school after Austin Powers was released? Oh, actually now I feel really old. The film was released a terrifyingly long time ago, considering 1997 was about 10 years ago. 20. It was 20 years ago, crying face, I feel old now. Look what you did to Mr. Bigglesworth. I did not. But today I learned. Thanks, smiley face, that's actually kind of interesting. Dr. Claw or get out of here. Next time, Gadget. Next time. Wait, you don't know who Vito Corleone and Blofeld are? Seriously? How old are you? Excuse me, that's Mr. Bigglesworth to you. I always felt Loki would have looked good with a sleek black cat. A low kitty, if you will. BRB, running to the shelter to find a black kitty just so I can name it Low Kitty, you beautiful, evil genius you. It needs to have green eyes, though. You can also get a golden lab and call it Labrador. My husband has a massive fluffy black cat that looks like it's wandered straight out of a Dracula film. He loves this ridiculous cat, and yes, he looks like an evil villain. Not the butthole sounds like your ex has a strong case of toxic masculinity. Read this and then the villain from Inspector Gadget popped onto my head lol. Also, original post is not the butthole, he did the right thing, and it is not in any way feminine to own a cat. Dr. Claw. Dr. Claw and MAD cat. I was just immediately thinking Ernest Hemingway and his famous six-toed cats. He's masculine AF. Like what? A pet doesn't make you masculine or feminine. The guy who played the Mountain on God and held the title of strongest man alive has a fluffy Pomeranian named Astricor. I really doubt that makes him less of a man. Edit is a picture. Web link. I feel like if you're a huge guy, getting a tiny dog is a pretty good way to make you look even huger. Definitely a case for our / pointlessly gendered Reddit link. I totally agree. We're living in the 21st century. Live and let live. By the way, that post is pretty amazing lol. Oh, super agree. We are a dog-loving family and my husband loves huskies, but they are a breed that requires more attention than we have while we have a toddler. Original post knew his limitations. Luckily, the girlfriend found a good breeder that was interested in the pup's life after adoption and was able to return the pup so it could be placed with a home that could accommodate it. One day I will give my husband his husky rescue. But not until the toddler is older and we can invest the time the puppers deserves. I agree. She knows nothing about huskies and what they need. An apartment is no place for a husky. They are a working dog and need room to run and be taken on walks. Besides, original post doesn't want a dog. She knew enough to lie to the breeder about the circumstances the dog was going to. I grew up with a husky and they get into trouble if they are bored or don't get enough exercise. Like running miles a day exercise. That's what they're bred for after all, running for days on end with a sled and team. Definitely not the kind of animal for someone who can't match that energy or give them a job. Not to mention the fur. The lady down the road from us had a husky, and had it locked in the house while she was at work during the day, and it would howl for hours on end every day. You could hear it a block away. Poor thing was understimulated and anxious. She loved him to bits and he was a gorgeous dog, and they went jogging every day, but the way he cried broke my heart. Such a hard dog to keep in the suburbs. She knew enough about huskies to know that she wanted one, but wanted someone else to do all the upkeep. She probably just wanted it for the cute selfies she could post with it. I saw a cartoon describing dog breeds. For husky it said, "Exercise me for 6 hours or I'll eat the couch." And that is why I will never ever have a husky. They are beautiful and I could never ever give one the attention and exercise that they need, so nope, no way. I want a big dog, but I need a breed that has significantly less energy to match my own. Any dog can be in an apartment if you have the lifestyle to take it out enough and work outside with them, then it'll just sleep when you're both home. Huskies too. But original post recognizes that his lifestyle isn't that, fortunately. She knows nothing about huskies and what they need. She decided to get him a husky when she knew he wanted a cat. I am willing to bet she doesn't know anything about caring for any type of pet. Huskies are no joke. We spent 5 hours beating the woods and trekking through briars in the dark tonight at about 30 degrees after our tandem leash broke. We found them wrapped around a tree almost a mile from our house. Huskies are a huge responsibility, and kudos to original post for realizing that this dog isn't a good fit for him. Too many people get them for their pretty face, don't do enough research, and then can't handle them and dump them in a shelter. Not the butthole NTA. It just shows how shallow and demeaning she is. And it absolutely sucks that she not only lied to Op, she roped an innocent puppy and breeder into this. Huskies are very high maintenance, and should only be bought or adopted by experienced dog owners who know what they're getting into. As a husky owner myself, I know this. Op really is better off without her. Especially a husky. I love those dogs to death, but man, I know those dogs are so amazing but are very high maintenance. The XGF should watch the dodo. There are quite a few men who adopt or foster kittens. She abandoned the puppy at your apartment. The fact that she wasn't even willing to commit to raising the puppy is awful, and you shouldn't feel bad for returning the puppy or letting the breeder keep the money. Your ex lost her rights to the money when she refused to give a puppy a stable home. NTA. You and the dog both dodged bullets. Did you get the kitty? I'm working on it. When she told them I wasn't interested, it kicked me out of their application queue, so I had to resubmit, and they don't like homing pets this close to Christmas, ironically because of people gifting pets. Totally understandable. Well, I hope you get your sweet cat, and a happy holiday to you, friend. I'm not sure how shelters where you live are operating, but is it possible to go visit the cat you want at the shelter? Like, go once a week and bond with them until you can bring them home? It will make it easier to transition the cat into your life and home if they feel a certain trust with you before leaving the shelter. And it will show to the shelter how he is still very interested. Yep, shelter workers will consider that when deciding on his application. Our shelter told us, when we got our youngest cat, that we would have to wait 2 weeks to pick him up because they were backed up on doing spays and neutering. We said that's okay, we already had fallen in love with him. They called us 2 days later and said he was ready to come home. It's a tactic to make sure you are really interested in the animal you are wanting to adopt. I agree it can be a tactic, but I know for sure that shelters frequently won't adopt out black or black and white animals around Halloween, so I think refusing to adopt out around Christmas because people give pets as presents is probably a valid reason rather than a tactic in this situation. Also, OpsGF already called the shelter and told them original post changed his mind about the cat, so the shelter will probably be more careful now because of that. Most shelters, at least in my area, aren't allowing this due to lockdown restrictions. You can barely volunteer. Good advice otherwise though. Good idea, but tough during COVID. Our Humane Society is doing sight unseen adoptions right now, which is kind of insane. I would complain about that and see if something can't be done. They should not have let someone else remove your application from the queue. I agree. Original post should have had to call and say he wasn't interested, or they should have called to verify he wasn't interested. It sounded like they applied together for it. It might have even been her application since she was the one to go pick up the kitten. If anyone in your life who will be taking care of a pet does not want to get the pet, a shelter are absolutely within their rights to remove your application. They don't want their animals in the care of anyone who didn't want the damned cat anyway. As well as continuing to go in as often as possible to visit with the kitty, have a chat with the people and let them know why you had to resubmit and that problem has since been removed from your life. If you're very lucky, they might jump you up the application queue a bit. Absolutely don't count on that. They may well have policies in place to prevent it from happening, but it's worth a shot. Can you maybe tell them she lied? I'm so happy to hear you are still trying to get her. I hope you do, heart. I hope you get your wonderful kitty in NTA. Huskies need a ton of space and exercise and should never be given as presents except when the person specifically asked for one. Did she have a key to your place? Because if she did, you should get your locks changed. Especially after you get your kitty, to make sure she doesn't do anything to them. Good luck getting the kitty, Sand NTA. I am also here for the kitty update. NTA. If you can't have a husky because you can't care for it properly in your environment, then you shouldn't have a husky, and why would she agree on a cat with you and then get a dog? What the hell? A cat won't help you feminine image, but a dog will? How does that work? If your girlfriend is calling you feminine, there's something wrong. I don't think she deserved to get her money back, but that is my opinion. Huskies are badass and cats aren't, I guess. I just wanted a mellow lap warmer, not a 15-year project in marathon running and insanity. Lol, I'd suggest getting the cat, if you still can, as a very late birthday present for yourself if you haven't already got it. I'm definitely trying, but the shelter is hesitant about December adoption because, lol, pets as presents. Well, good luck trying to get your cat. If you're able to get it, post a picture please. Am I the butthole update with cat tax? I'll do my best. The best kind of update. Geez people though. I love how nature's vicious, murderous, selfish, flighty asshats are seen as feminine pets. I have 2 cats, both very gentle but still get regular dead things on the doorstep, missing stuff they've decided to play with and hairballs on soft furnishings. I hope you get your fluffy cat friend soon up. It's a hierarchy thing. The human is always above the dog in the pack/family hierarchy. Nobody is above the cat in their house hierarchy. The only people who care about this are people who prefer hierarchies to equality. This is a good thought, plus cats are wary first and don't trust blindly, which upsets people who think they hate cats because cats are mean. No dude, that cat hates you because you're mean to it and it's not going to pretend otherwise. So very true. A dog is a wolf perpetually stuck in childhood. That's why they play as adults, and that's a major part of what separates their behavior from wolves. I'd argue that my household is reversed. My dogs think they're top of the hierarchy and act like it. One is physically stronger than both my mom and I, and he knows it. My cats, on the other hand, know that when I say no, I mean it. But I'm also a crazy cat person who's only met 2 cats in their life who didn't like them. Our cats were top billing till our chickens arrived. They sort their own pecking order out first, then figured the rest of the world into threat, non-threat, both cats, and food lady, me, toddler niece and nephew are all food ladies. It was a shock to my bigger cat when she wanted the bird, then realized the bird was bigger than her. My point is that a dog have to be the lowest in the family hierarchy in order to never be dangerous. If a dog think they have a higher rank than the smallest of babies or toddlers, that dog is a danger to them. People failing to train their dogs properly does absolutely not moot my point at all. NTA good breeders have clauses in their adoption contracts requiring the dog be returned to them should the pup not be a good fit for your family. Far better to return the animal to the breeder than to just dump it. There was some kind of contract, but I never saw it. The lady didn't even hesitate to drive 3 hours in a pandemic to get the dog back, so he's in good hands. That's the mark of a reputable breeder. I'm sorry you had to go through this, but you did the right thing. Also the mark of someone who made 2 grand in a day not having to give the refund. Responsible breeders are not in for the money but for the love of the breed. Also, you'd be surprised how expensive breeding puppies/kittens is. I reckon the profit she made is much smaller than you'd think. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.